Imagine if you could just cut off the negative thinking in your head, how much better your relationships and your conversations would go with women. Well, that already helps you to figure out a big part of the problem, and that's overthinking. That's the negative thoughts or just thinking about things you've read or what you watched. So obviously, it's not always possible to completely cut off the thinking and stop it, but you can interrupt it. And the way you do that is obviously by taking action, is by confronting the fear. So a lot of people, if I can just give a demonstration as best as I can, if I can explain something, you'll get it. This is what happens to a lot of guys in their life with talking to women or taking action. They want to do it, and as they go to do it, their mind comes in, and it comes in with all the mind attacks of, oh, she's not going to like me, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not enough, I'm awkward, what if I run out of things to say, what if I'm boring, what if she rejects me, what if she shouts at me, or what if I make a fool of myself. That all comes in like attacks, and as it's coming in, you're looking at them, you're hearing them, and you're so confused. And you can't communicate. You can't fight off the anxiety, right? Unless you've got practice. And then you get really deep into it, and it can take you into even more negative, but more darker spaces in your mind. So it's basically the discipline, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to break that chain. So when those thoughts are coming in, so okay, I'm aware of them, they're bringing up emotions, to move through them, and then be honest and communicate. And I've used that practice for so many years, and it works in any area of life, especially socially. It's pretty much the same. So does that make sense, guys? That when all these thoughts are going off, instead of getting stuck and listening to them and feeling into them and judging yourself and being sad or down and up and down because it's very confusing, you have to push through them. You have to push through the resistance of those emotions. And when you act, that's what actually gets you out of that rut. It gets you out of that headspace of anxiety, confusion, overwhelm, freezing up, not knowing what to say, not being able to express yourself. So obviously it takes practice. But I wanted to educate you today on the problem. The problem is overthinking. And the extended part of that overthinking is getting stuck, where you're stuck in the overthinking. That's why guys say, I saw a girl, I liked her, I couldn't speak to her, because they got stuck in that problem. They couldn't get out of it. They couldn't get out of their own mind, their own thoughts and emotions. So number one is to be aware of the problem, how this problem is stopping you, and then obviously the solution, which I've explained, and that is pushing through it. And that's why physical action is always 1,000,000 times better than action in theory, which is not really action, theoretical, where you read a book on a problem, you read books, watch videos. So the more you practice this, the more it becomes second nature. And you can do it in public speaking, you can do it with making YouTube videos, with performing, dancing, speaking to. It's all part of expressing yourself under those circumstances. And the more you can do this, the more you can live the life that you want. So that's a lesson on, I guess, the biology, the physicality, and actually how to physically get out of it. It's amazing once you realize it and you can perfect this practice, this discipline, and you can see the results are brilliant, all right? Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next video. Fearless.